I want to thank the guys at June Wissen for sending these acoustic panels. Look at this. Beautifully made, very sturdy, very thick, and what this is going to do is attenuate or tune my room. So over there, because we're gonna go there soon. Over there, I have a recording studio because I'm a singer, and we have recording studios and voiceover and all kinds of things over there. And I need the room to be really, really dry, which means that there's not going to be any echoes or any other external sound, right? That I will have to deal in post production, which means that when you are recording, you want to the of course you have a you want the signal or the recording or the sound to be as close as to the original as possible, and if you wish to give it echo or give it a change dynamic range, then you can do that with it within the app, with the editing app or DAW that you're using. You can do that. So what you want is for the room to be well tuned, which means that there cannot be any echoes. That's why if you see behind me, there's a lot of plush animals. There's some curtains in the side, and above us, I'm going to place these so that the ceiling also doesn't have any reverberation or any echoes. So I just wanted you to look at it. In this case, it is really nice because these are come ready to install. So sometimes when you buy these, you need to, I don't know, hammer them in, make some, find the studs on the wall, and then drill uh, expansions, put screws, and install these. But in this case, they have the glue in the back. So you just peel that glue in the back, and then you stick it there. And you're going to stick it in places where you think there's going to be reverb, namely the back close to the microphone. Or in my case, which is what I'm going to do the most, is the windows next to my recording area. I'm going to have some of these in order to attenuate the echoes that might come from my very deep, strong voice. So we're going to go over there and I'm going to show you how to install these. As you can see, I already have some tuning material in order to isolate the room, right? But I want to take care of the back of the equipment, okay? And the way that I want to do that, I'm going to explain to you how I fix it and how I go about installing the tiles. So the walls are made out of sheetrock. That means that we can fix them really nice initially with a pin, right? So I'm going to explain how I do it, because you might want to get creative and make different designs, right? Because the nice octagonal shape provides for you to make different designs. So check that out. I'm going to show you how, you see in the middle of that tile I have a pin. I'll show you the pin right here. You see, I have the pin. And what I do is, first I present the tiles to the work area. That way I have an idea of how I want to arrange them. And there's different ways to arrange them. You see, for example, you have that here, you have this one here that I already fixed. Just take it out, right? So you can put it flush against the other insulation, right? And then you can make it real cool. Instead of just lining them up, you can put another one here. You see that? So that's gonna look real cool, right? But I wanna first, right, look for the shape or the way or the orientation, because they have a specific orientation, you see? They're all this way. This is the orientation. But in some sides are maybe a little longer than the others. Well, so you can do this, for example, right? And then you pin it there, real nice. And now there's a different way of doing it, you see? Or you could do it like I did here, where I did it side by side. So then what you do first, right, is you determine how you want to do it. And then when you are ready for, and you decided how you want to install it, then you take the tile, and this is the way I do it, okay? Because eventually if I want to move it and I remove the whole tile, right? Then when you stick it, it's going to be really permanent there. It's going to be tough to get out. So what I do is I cut it with the scissors, or I rip just a corner like that, right? And then I do the other corner right here, and I rip it like that. That way I have some wiggle room to cut it off, right? You can either do it like that, right? Or you can cut it in each corner. Just cut a little piece like that. Like that. I'm doing it with my hands, but really the best way of doing it is with a pair of scissors. So you cut little pieces like that, and then you press it. And that way, when you're doing it, right, when you're pressing it, it doesn't stick too hard. It means that you can rearrange it later and not rip off the whole wall off, which happens if you just take all this glue and stick it to that sheet rock or gypsum board. So this is the way that you do it. And of course, I recommend to have this insulation together with the other products that USM do, which is like something like this, which is also beautiful. It looks really nice and beautiful and chic. I'm still installing that level, you see? So now I'm gonna do that corner right there, and then arrange these really nice in a nice shapely manner. I think I'm gonna do with the alternate shape like that. I'm gonna take a level, right? So that I make sure that I level the shape with this line right here, you see? And that's the way to install it. You see, I first use pins, and then I rip off the back and I stick it to the wall. Another way of doing it is you take Velcros, right? You take Velcros and you install Velcros instead in the back. And that way you can move them around like these. You see, these ones have a Velcro right there. So when you rip it off, it has a Velcro. And if you do it that way, then you can move them around. And at this point, since I'm not sure how I want to get all the insulation for my studio, right? I'm still using these Velcros so that I can move it around. This is going to sound already in this corner. It sounds much better. There's no echo. And this is super, super recommended.